It is that time. What's going on, guys? It's me, Westtown HD. Today, guys, we are coming at you with a spoiler cast of sorts, talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2. Y'all already know me. You guys saw this coming. I love me some Sonic, and the Sonic movie 2 absolutely blew me away. I wanted to do this sooner, but this is the earliest convenience we could get the squad together. So I'm joined by my good friend, Blue Streak Mike, the Sonic lad himself. What's going on, Mike?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Glad to be
this
here.
this mad lad. Before I introduce everyone else, Mike, how many times have you seen the Sonic movie?
About 8.
Yeah, so I've seen it once. He has seen it more than once. So
What
he
can I say? It's a great.
yeah, he's the one we're going to be referring to if we have any questions. I'm sure he's got everything in his mind, just tucked away. And next up, we have my buddy Hayden, who y'all have seen on different streams before playing Smash. He's here to expand and talk about Sonic. Hayden, what's good, my guy?
Gotta go fast.
Got to go fast. And we have our new brethren, our guy who's reborn. If y'all know how Jesus died and came back this is actually fitting because we're recording this on Easter, but if y'all know how Jesus died and came back 3 days later, Riku-san won. He died a Sonic fan and he came back like 12 years later. Riku-san won. How are you today?
What's up, y'all? A born again Sonic fan, Riku-san one here.
This movie
Doing pretty good.
This movie was so good. It took this boy Riku-san one. It took him from someone who did not like Sonic currently, and you know what? That's completely fair. Modern Sonic is kind of has its misses, but this movie turned him around, bro. He is back in the faith. He is alongside us today. But guys, we are going to go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm not going to give you guys the spiel about liking, commenting, subscribing. None of that matters. Only Sonic. So I've got like a small list of just things to go over here. But the first one we're going to talk about is just our initial impressions. So going into this movie, I already knew I was going to like it more than the first one. They had Sonic, they had Knuckles, they had Tails. And the first one, you really just had Sonic to kind of like carry the whole Sonic plot of the movie, I guess. Whereas in this movie, Sonic bounces off Tails and Knuckles so well, and it's just it's a really nice dynamic that they've kind of like weaved back in here, and kind of how do I say it? Like at some point in the movie, they talk about how like I can't remember his name, so I was calling him Donut Lord, Sonic's like father.
Tom.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom is saying that he wishes like Sonic had a friend, and then the universe and Sega and Paramount are just like, oh yeah, Tails, just snap, and there he's there, and now Sonic has that thing to bounce off of, and Knuckles is there, and it's just the movie really struck a very good balance. I think the movie up into when was it? I think like the movie up into like when Knuckles shows up is a little slow. Personally, like just like the beginning opening segment where he's like doing all that stuff and he's like fighting all like the guards trying to take back the vehicle that they've stolen. He's like playing Blue Justice. He's playing Batman basically. I it's still a good scene, but I just found like that part like was a little slow. But then like as soon as like Knuckles and Eggman like re-enter the fray, it just fires on all cylinders throughout the whole movie, and it's just it's so good, it's so good. But yeah, Mike, why don't you give us your initial impressions that I'm sure you've had 8 times over by now?
So first off, this is a great sequel to the first one. So definitely the first one was definitely kind of like I guess trying to introduce Sonic to like I guess a new crowd. So you just had like a casual thing. There was some references and things. This movie goes hard on the source material, and I love it for that. Like I don't know. There's so much to talk about, but it's just great. And it's worth seeing a second time. The first time was a bit overwhelming because of all the things, but when you see it a second time or third time or how many times you see it, you just kind of get a good grasp of what is going on, and you just appreciate all the little smaller details that you might have missed the first time seeing it, and it's so good. It's really good.
Right on, right on. All right, Hayden, might as well do this in Discord order. Hayden, tell us your experience with the Sonic movie.
Yeah, so the first movie, it was, I think, better than anyone expected. I didn't think it was like, oh my god, amazing, but it was like a really, really good movie. Better than I think most people expected. But this one, I think, ups the ante tenfold. The like Mike was saying, like the fan service in this movie. Just if you some of the details like you really have to look for, but if you uncover them, it's just it's so fantastic how much of a shit these guys give about the games, and really just the
Yes.
Sonic community in general. Because there's some references that aren't even video game related; they're from other aspects of Sonic media. But yeah, just I had a very big grin on my face throughout the whole movie. It was just a really fun time, and yeah, the first movie was great, but this one I think just blows it out of the water.
Right on, right on. All right, Riku. We're all dying to know what you thought of the Sonic movie. Let's hear your experience.
Um, Going in, I kind of knew this was gonna be better than the first, and I was looking forward to it. It definitely blew my expectations away. Like Blake was saying, it definitely before the Sonic movies, I was Sonic was basically dead to me as a franchise. I didn't care. I was looking forward to seeing what Sonic Frontiers has to offer, but I wasn't like fully holding my breath because I remember when they first showed off Sonic Forces, the very first CG trailer before you saw any gameplay. I was hype
Oh, we all
there
were.
too. And then we saw how Sonic Forces turned out. So it's like, even though I saw the little bit of Frontiers, I was just like, I know how Sonic Forces ended up. I'm going to keep this at arm's length, right? But after the Sonic movie, it doesn't feel like I should keep it at arm's length anymore. After the movie, I told Blake about the Sonic IDW comic. I was reading through that, and I
Oh,
was
so good.
happily
So good.
grinning, and just it definitely revitalized me heavily. I knew a couple of days after the film, I just started hearing fucking Sonic Adventure 2 music playing into my head. I think I heard White Jungle when I was sleeping in one of my
Yep.
dreams. I was like, "What the hell's going on with me?"
You had a
It was all
prophecy.
coming. It was all coming back to me. I was I think yesterday I was watching rewatching some Sonic Boom because I actually haven't seen all of it, and I was even in there. I was having a good time. So it's like it feels like everything Sonic related, I could play it and have a good time with it. I'm not sure about the super bad ones. I'm not gonna try and ruin sully my experience going on, but I'm gonna try and go through all of the ones that people have been considered good over the past couple of years. But going back to the movie, yeah, no, what the previous person was saying before me, yeah, the references, even not related to the games, those ones stood out to me. The fact that whoever was writing the script for this, you can tell that they are in the know in regards to the Sonic related
They're
things.
in
I
touch
think
with the community.
yeah, I think the main one that stood out to me in that regards was when Eggman, Jim Carrey's Eggman, said to Knuckles, I can show you the way." I was just like, this right here, this is good. And
He said the thing.
yeah, he said the thing. And the guy beside me, he didn't even understand it. I was like, fucking loser.
He did not know the way.
He did not. But yeah, man, I fucking loved it.
Oh man, that's great. So when you said that you're going back to like Sonic, I assume you're just like, are you replaying like the ones you grew up with, or are you trying to like fill out your catalog of games that you missed, like Colors and Generations and Unleashed and
Well, I think in regards to the games, uh, didn't they say that they were coming out with like a classic Sonic collection, like Sonic
Yeah,
yeah, Sonic
Origins.
Origins collection?
Origins, yeah.
Seems to be in limbo right now.
As far
Yeah,
as
I
we
know it's a
know,
limb.
it's
Uh-huh.
heavily rumored that it's in development hell. Because originally they said that it was supposed to come out before the second movie, but then they walked back on that and said that that was a mistranslation. I just think they're having development issues with it. Because as far as I know, they're rebuilding Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, and CD all from the ground up with like modern like widescreen 60 FPS and like just like all this like modern support for it, I guess. And I mean, I can't imagine it to be too hard because they've built Sonic 1 and 2 from the ground up for like damn near every console, so I'm sure it's not that hard to rebuild that one. I think the big issue they're going to find is trying to work with Sonic 3 because they haven't re-released it in so long. But yes, that is in theory coming before. They definitely said it's coming before Frontiers. So Frontiers launches first. That game is definitely having problems.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was looking forward to that. I think in regards to the games, the only one I'm going to be like messing around with is Sonic Colors, because since I started reading the comics and watching Sonic Boom, you see these two new little minions that Eggman has beside him, Orbot and Cubot, I think his
Yeah.
name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard they debuted in Sonic Colors, so it's another reason why I want to mess around with colors, especially since I heard that game is all niced up and patched up, ready to
Yeah,
go.
it's all good
So
now.
it's good. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm messing around with the games. I think right now I'm more so diving into the old cartoons. Like I know I never got to actually fully finish Sonic X. So I wanted, since now that's like easily, and then that was more so that was more so like a combination of me falling off of Sonic and me not during that time me not having access to a way to watch Sonic X. You know, if you were back in the day, you knew that Sonic X only aired on Foxbox. No, was it called
Yeah,
Foxbox?
Foxbox.
Yeah, Foxbox, and I didn't have that channel. And this is around the time where the internet, you just couldn't look something up on the internet and
Nah,
find
bro.
it.
If you wanted to see the first episode of Sonic X, you had to get that cartridge from
Yeah, I had
Blockbuster.
that.
You had to rent
I
the
had
Game
that.
Boy. You got to
I
watch
had
it on
that
your
Game Boy Advance.
tiny ass little screen.
I had that. I had that cartridge on my Game Boy Advance, and I watched it like 700 times, and that's all I had. And yeah, by the time it was readily available and whatnot, I was already out of it. So I was just like, this is sad. Like little Riku. If I could go back in time, I would fucking put it all on a flash drive and give it to him. Because I remember there was a point I really wanted to watch Sonic X, and there was just no way, and I was just starving as a Sonic fan during that time. But
No,
now that everything's out there, I think Hulu, Netflix, they all have like basically all of the Sonics except for Sonic Satayam, which I guess I need to find a different way to get that one.
Does anyone know if like what the best way to watch Sonic Underground is right now? Because I really want to rewatch that, but I have
I think
not
that's
been able to
Netflix.
find that anywhere.
Was
Is
it
it
on Netflix for a while?
Maybe not your
I have it on
version of Netflix.
VHS, but yeah, I have no other way to. I don't know how you'd find that.
I
I
watched
could have swore when I
those.
was looking through it, it was on Netflix or Hulu, one of those two.
See, watch it is on Netflix. It's just not on Canadian Netflix because that happens so many more times than you would think.
Yeah.
Oh,
It should
I
be.
feel you. Like Canadian Netflix is dick.
Oh, it's absolute trash. But when I was a kid, I would rent. We had like a movie, pass or not movie pass. Sorry, a library card, and you could like rent anything you wanted from the library. And as soon as I figured out I could go online, peruse their wares, click on a bunch of things I wanted to rent, have my dad pick them up on his way back from work. Oh, it was great. Mom's like, "Oh, I see you're using the library card a lot. What you getting now?" And I showed her all this stuff, and she's like, "Those are all like TV shows." And I'm like, "Sure are." And she's like, "Are you gonna read?" And I'm like, "Sure not." So,
Proud mom moment.
and it was terrible because some motherfucker, and I'm sure if you're listening to this right now, I'm gonna find you. But one guy always had like the third or fourth volume, like rented out. Like it was always gone. That or the library just never had it. And so to this day, I've never filled in the blanks that happen in between like the second to last season and like the like second season. Like it's just it pain. But
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going through all of those. Like right now it's Sonic Boom. I'm just enjoying Sonic Boom. And I was telling Blake, I really don't know if I want to sit down and wait for that adrenaline dub to do its monthly thing, or if I just want to go ahead and read through the rest of Sonic IDW, because that is, like Blake said on Twitter, that's peak Sonic fiction right there.
Yes.
Like
I have been spoiled by it. Mike, have you watched the IDW videos or read the comics themselves?
I think I read up to a certain point, but I because I was trying to collect like most of the comics up to date, but then the comic book store I was getting them from eventually just stopped getting them. So I think I got around maybe 15 issues, and that was it, I think. But I haven't gone back to read them.
If I remember, I'll link the playlist that Riku made in the comment section of this video.
Okay.
So that if anyone wants to take a look at them and give them a watch, like I just showed my little brother them last night, and like even just seeing them a second time is catching his reactions. It was just we were both just popping off. It's just so good the way they like. It feels like damn near fan fiction with like how spot on they are. Like they reference writers, they reference heroes, Adventure 1. There's even like a reference to like Sonic and the Secret Rings in there. I'm sure they'll never reference '06 because in every medium, I think it was like that Lego Dimensions game.
Technically, with Silver being there,
Oh, okay.
that's
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
there.
I more so just meant like the whole kissing Elise thing because whenever like people talk about to Sonic about princesses now and like modern Sonic in any medium, he just spazzes out and leaves. So I'm wondering if the IDW will reference that or something. I'm a princess.
Ian Flynn is a saint for that, though.
Oh my gosh, I'm really hoping that he's writing for the next game.
Isn't it like kind of rumored that he
Yeah.
was?
I was
It's,
gonna
like,
say, I think he is,
rumored.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sega,
I hope so.
Sega in true Sega fashion hasn't said shit. So,
Okay.
but I think it is confirmed that as well that he's being consulted during the creation of Sonic Prime. That's the Netflix show, right?
Yeah, I think that
That's
recently got
confirmed,
debunked.
yes.
So
You say it got
I heard,
debunked.
I heard that one for Sonic Prime. That one's been debunked.
That's unfortunate. I would see. I mean, I guess they can't put Ian Flynn in every basket, even if they should.
They really should, but yeah, I think right now it's Frontiers and IDW that he has his fingers in. But yeah, going back to the movie, how'd you guys feel about like Tails and Knuckles?
Oh,
Great.
man. I
I think they nailed them.
Knuckles, they strike the perfect balance of I am an Echidna warrior and why'd you save me? I saved you because you saved me, and that clearly gives you a tactical advantage. Like just like the perfect amount of and when they're like, let's go to ice cream. Ice cream? What is that? It's like it's the sweet treat, and I think they have sprinkles. Sonic, I have been informed they have sprinkles.
Oh my god, that scene
Are
killed
there
me.
grapes in it?
They nailed the tough but lovably dumb personality, and yeah, love how they did Knuckles.
Like Knuckles in this movie almost feels kind of like he feels like he carries the same energy that he did in Adventure 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like he's like warrior, and he's like unlike Sonic, he don't chuckle. He's like really tough, but he's also dumb as a sack of hammers. Like he's just
It seems like this version of Knuckles and the version of Knuckles that I prefer is not really dumb Knuckles, but a Knuckles that is naive, right? He just
Yeah.
oh yeah, I
doesn't.
guess if you put it
He's
that way,
gullible.
'cause-
Yeah, he's like gullible and not naive. Like if he knows what he knows, like you know
That's
what he
it.
knows about. He's knowledgeable, but the problem is he doesn't know a lot about a lot of things. So
As
he
as
does.
long as he's not.
Go
Or
ahead.
you could say, sorry.
Yeah, that's the type of Knuckles that I like. The one who is he's just not that knowledgeable and he's naive, but I wouldn't call him like stupid or dumb.
Yeah,
No,
as long as
and,
he's
like-
not or Sonic Boom Knuckles level of.
Yes.
he's yeah.
Sonic-
Sonic Boom
exactly.
Knuckles is just like roids. Like it's.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think in the
Meathead.
cartoon he's better, but I haven't personally watched the cartoon myself.
And
pretty
then with Tails, I because what they did, I didn't play Sonic Forces, but I you know I know enough about it that they really just made him into this sniveling wimp.
He bends
while
over when
he-
Chaos Zero shows up. Sonic, help me!
Exactly.
even though he defeated Sonic, didn't he defeat like Chaos?
Chaos like
Which
3,
Chaos?
I think,
Like-
is in Sonic Adventure 1, Chaos 3, maybe?
Like Tails, I
Yeah.
think they nailed Tails as well because he does have some. He is hesitant. He is worried
Yeah.
about Sonic, but
I think
ultimately
he's the
he is
youngest,
very
yeah.
brave.
He's kind
He's
of
very
like more of a
brave
kid
and-
than the rest of them.
Exactly, but he overcomes that and joins the fight, and you love him. So yeah, and thank God they got Colleen O'Shaughnessy
Oh my gosh.
for
thank
Tails.
yes.
Thank God.
See, I like Ben. It's kind of grown on me, Ben Schwartz as Sonic. The more I like when I was growing up, I was kind of like abrasive to new Sonic voices. Like when I first heard Roger Craig Smith, I was like, "What is this? This isn't my Sonic Adventure voice actor that I've been used to for so many years." And I didn't really like change, but as I experienced more things, like even like watching the fan dub for the IDW, seeing Ben Schwartz voice Sonic, Roger voicing like the modern games, and then whatnot, like I'm a lot more open and accepting now to new Sonic voices, mainly because certain like I think if Roger was delivering the same lines that Ben Schwartz had in this movie, I don't think they would have sounded natural.
No, and
Yeah,
like
that's true.
and this Sonic's more kind of like, he's more like a kid, right? So he
Yeah.
needs, if Roger goes in there with his
With his
voice,
deep
it's
voice.
just- yeah, I just kind of lose that a little bit, I think. But
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
just
it's good.
I'm trying to think of like other voice actors that like I think would like I think Amy's current voice actor, the one they have like in like the modern games, like the Forces. I think Amy's current voice actress is really good. Um, I don't know if they would like recast her to have like someone else like Emma Stone voicing Amy Rose or something like that, but it's Hollywood, so I really do wonder though how like the conversation started to leave Tails' voice the same and not recast because it seems like for everything else they've just I wonder if they just have like a better relationship with Colleen than they have everyone else.
Probably.
Yeah, you gotta wonder there because when you put it that way, she is kind of the one Sonic, like proper Sonic voice actor that made it into the movie. But she does just as good a job as she has in any of her other roles.
Yeah.
And getting back to Knuckles, Idris Elba, I think, was an amazing.
Yes.
So good. Half the time you don't even know it's Idris. You're listening and you're like, okay, I hear the voice, but I don't really think of Idris when I hear this voice. Like it's just oh, it's so good.
There's one part in the movie where I don't know, it's like he had a slight change in his voice. It was when they were in Siberia and on the slopes. There was one part where he just sounded a little bit off, but throughout he was like really good. He's a really good Knuckles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice new version of Knuckles that we have here. Very welcoming.
I love it.
Yeah.
With all the talk though of I've heard people saying that like with the talk of like Jim Carrey retiring, we can talk about more of that later. If they were to like recast him, people were saying that they could like get Mike Pollock to actually like to do like the acting as well as like the voicing, and I'm like that would be very interesting. I don't know Mike Pollock outside of Sonic. I know he does a lot of things, but I'm wondering like if he could actually pull off like actually acting as Eggman because Mike Pollock's voice as Eggman is how long has he been Eggman? Was he
Oh, like,
Eggman in
So
Adventure?
long.
It's like
No.
pretty much- no,
100%.
not that long, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I think since what like at least Unleashed.
I want to say like around the mid 2000s, somewhere around there.
When Sonic X came out,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that would have been. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
I I unironically would love to see Danny DeVito as like an Eggman,
yes.
Eggman recast or like an Eggman adjacent, or like again, we'll get into that a little
Eggman
later.
Nega.
But
Would you like an egg in this crying time?
I think that would be amazing.
There was one part of the movie where you saw Sonic and Tails. They were in like the snow tundra area part, and then
Ice caps.
I know, right? And then they reached into that settlement that had the dance sequence. How
dance
did you
off?
guys feel?
Yes.
Yeah, how did you guys feel about the dance off part and all of that?
So I think this kind of gets into my one complaint with the movie is the lack of like Sonic music.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Like at
And
some
Sonic is
point, at some point, not to cut you off, Sonic just like if Sonic's gonna put on a song, I'm gonna need that song to like. We had Green Hill Zone play, and not even Emerald Hill. They could have done Emerald Hill because it's Sonic 2, but they didn't. We're eternally bound to Green Hill for the rest of our lives. Like it's just that was another like one of my big gripes is it felt like every single time music started playing, I imagined a Sonic song playing. Like there were several times where I'm like, I Am the Eggman from Sonic Adventure 2 would fit so well with half the things Jim Carrey is doing.
I like that. So that scene at the beginning where he's driving the getaway car, like the police van or whatever. That like when he's looking over there, first of all, it literally reminds me of like Sonic Adventure, like at the beginning of Sonic Adventure when he's kind of overlooking like the city there. And
Yep.
I don't know. I think Escape from the City could have really been cool there.
And they
But
don't even need like if they're like worried about like the lyrics of the song like overwriting like the dialogue, just do the instrumental version. Sonic fans will
exactly.
know.
No, but yeah, that scene in the actual settlement there, like in the bar. Um, I get it. Bruno Mars' popular song is
Mhm.
popular, but I agree. I think a little more Sonic music could have gone a long way. That ultimately, I think this is a nitpick more than anything. But Sonic is very, no matter how bad the games get, there have been some stinkers. The music usually stays pretty good. So I feel like going a little more into the music behind Sonic would have been nice to see, and that goes for that bar scene as well when they literally have a dance off. But what can you do?
I think the like the bar scene and like the wedding scene are kind of like the scenes that are I call them like the Hollywood scenes because they have like next to like no Sonic content in them. And
Yep.
they're kind of just meant for like the parents that are like, oh, I never grew up with Sonic, but I'm here with my kid and they're really liking it. So that's like, it's kind of like, it's the, I guess the inclusive parts you could consider them because like people are gonna know Bruno Mars and like Uptown Funk and all that. So it's like, meanwhile I'm slumping down in my chair because I'm like, okay, just let the scene end already. I'm tired of seeing Russians dance in a log house. Um, but it's there and it's okay. Uh, but I mean, I honestly, you could take that scene out of the movie, cut to him getting what he needs to. No, because they sleep there. You can just
Yep.
you can just take that scene where they're like, oh, and they open the door, and then just cuts to them on the mountain. You lose nothing.
There's
That's
also a
fair.
little bonding
Oh yeah, I guess yeah,
kind of
between
section there
Sonic and
too with
Tails,
Tails.
and then Sonic wakes
Yeah.
up next to Olga, and she's oh yeah. No.
Oh,
Oh.
sketchy lady.
How'd you feel about the scene, Mike?
I didn't mind it until till the song started playing, but
Yeah.
you know, I thought it was cool, Davanka and all that stuff, but the part I liked was the after bit with Tails and Sonic because it was kind of like I don't know, I like how they in the movie they basically kind of retell a new version of like how Tails sees Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, an adventure was like, "Whoa, Sonic goes fast. I'm gonna follow him," and it's like, "Oh yeah, you can keep up with my speed," and all it says like, "Cool, we're best buds." It's like I don't know. It's just here. I don't know. I kind of like how they set it up their relationship here.
Yeah,
It's
I
cute.
actually really do because now that you mentioned, it, we haven't had like a retelling of Sonic and Tails' origin story in a while. Because I guess
Yes.
in like Sonic 2, you just spawn in and there's a quirky fox following you that can fly, and you're like, all right, bet it's a 2D game, not really going to go into storytelling really. Um, but like yeah, in Adventure, it's kind of like he like just kind of discovers Sonic and like wants to help him, and he thinks he's so cool. He's like Sonic is like his hero, kind of like the same dynamic they have in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think it was the Sonic Sat AM where like Sonic had the plane, or was that the comics when Sonic actually owned the tornado, and then Tails like, or was that in Sonic X? It's see, there's so many different instances
There's a
when they
lot.
when they meet, but I can't remember which one it is, and someone I'm sure in the comment section will correct me. When Sonic meets, or when Sonic Sonic owns the tornado, and Tails kind of follows him back. I think it's Sonic X that this origin story is from, and Tails like fixes up his plane, and Sonic like from there like they just start like bonding and become like really good friends, and because I guess like in Tails' timeline, like he'd always been made fun of for being like super smart and stuff. Yeah, which I never understood. Like people like in high school, people and kids, if you're listening, this is great. This is great life advice. Be smart because people are like, oh my gosh, you're smart. You get good grades. You don't smoke and you don't do marijuana. Oh, you're going places in life. That's so unattractive. Listen, don't listen to those people. Okay. Like people like Tails, bro. That's what you gotta look out for. People like Tails, great people.
If you have two tails on your ass, you are going places.
If you got two tails on your ass. How'd you feel about the scene, Riku?
Which one? The one that I mentioned?
Yeah, the one you mentioned.
I wasn't that big of a fan of it. I do agree with you. They could have just you could skip over it and not other than the fact that Tails and Sonic had a growing moment, which they had a few. I feel like they had a few more of those in the movie. but that one, I guess that one was a big one for them. Um, not missing out on much in that scene. Um, I wanted to use that to segue to obviously the other scene where it's a lot more contingency in regards to it being a scene or segment of the movie that a lot of fans did not care for.
You talking about the wedding?
Yes, the wedding.
See, now
Yeah.
I can definitely I think I dislike the like the Bruno Mars Russian scene a little bit, and this is completely biased. And I mean, I guess you could argue that like, the Bruno Mars scene there in Siberia, they actually had Sonic and Tails in it, whereas the wedding was just kind of like, yeah, we're all with what did they call themselves? I know it's gun, but what did they say the acronym was for? Because I swear that was a different acronym, like something
Something
United
United
Nation.
Nation.
One that's seen it 8 times.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike. What do they call it?
Bruh, I can't.
I just know Olive Garden guy pulled up with the Blukey and decided that hey, we're gonna. Oh my gosh!
Wait, isn't it Guardians of United Nations? It's something
Oh
Guardians.
yeah, maybe it is Guardians of the
You're
United
right.
Nations. And you see, I don't even remember if that was like the in-lore Sonic term for gun. I just always called them gun. And in Shadow the Hedgehog, you just shoot them with guns. But I didn't mind that scene as much as because like I really like I can't remember her name. Tom's wife's sister. I find that she's like just
Oh, Rachel.
Rachel, yeah. I just absolutely love funny black people in movies. Like it's just and she just exudes that energy. It reminds me a lot of my Jamaican family in Ontario. So I personally like that scene, and also I don't know if I'm the one that gets like this or feels this way. But even though they didn't use a Sonic song, I feel like Barracuda passes as a Sonic song.
Oh,
Like,
Barracuda is
it's
so
good.
good.
It's got heavy Crush 40 energy without being Crush 40, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But no, I can absolutely see why people dislike it so much because they basically Sonic and Tails show up and then they get caged and you don't see them for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Should we maybe discuss some of our favorite scenes?
Ooh, good segue. I see it.
I guess yes. As we've been kind of criticizing some of the scenes we didn't like, but I gotta say, and this is actually a scene that we kind of saw when there were pictures of like the production shots coming, kind of leaking online. But this is a scene that we got to see properly in the movie, and it's only there for a few seconds, but when Knuckles finally agrees with to join Team Sonic.
I know
and
what you're talking about
Tails
now.
and Knuckles
Yes.
kind of make their plan to take down Eggman, and they're all standing next to each other, ready to take him on. Oh, that was so good.
Dude, see, and in that moment, all I could hear is "What goes up must come down." Yeah, my feet don't touch the ground. Like, oh, it's just in my head. Oh my gosh! And what's funny is I wasn't paying attention to any of like the leaked sets, but after I unmuted all stuff on Twitter, I saw that scene of like their heads on spikes, and I'm like, what is
Oh my
this
God.
scene?
No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
I think for me, that is like not even the scene, just the shot that stands out to me the most about this movie. Just seeing the three of them, and they like all three of them look so good. Like the CG in this is like really, really good.
Imagine
the-
what our
they are-
timeline would look like if they kept the original design.
Oh my god, I
It would look like three rats waiting to be shot.
really want like a extra like on a Blu-ray or something.
Release the Schneider cut.
Yes. But yeah, what about you guys? What are some of your favorite standout scenes in the movie?
I'm trying to think. There's so many.
I mean, that one that you just said, that because that like that scene definitely gave me the same chills as if anyone's seen Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
same
no.
energy.
Nice.
It was
Yep.
definitely on that same energy. So I got the chills when I saw that scene too. So that arguably is my favorite scene in the movie too. That, and obviously kind of been holding back on saying a few things, but since we're talking about favorite scenes, when the final scene when he turns supersonic.
Oh,
Yes.
That was fucking
Yes.
dope.
Yes.
Because I was really wondering if that was in this fucking movie. I was like, when
They
he
did
gets
a really good job of hiding that.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank God.
That's the thing. I find it lately when a movie really tells you do not spoil the movie before they start the movie. You know some heat about to be shown because No Way Home did that shit too. They're just like, don't spoil anything that you're about to see. Don't do it. I'm like, whoa, geez, they're really fucking serious about not spoiling whatever the hell they're about to
We
show.
have your address
right?
on your ticket. We will find you.
Mm. It was great to see.
So if see,
Sonic looking like it.
I think one of my favorite scenes is when Sonic and Knuckles are on the beach, and Knuckles is like in the corner, and Sonic's like, "Oh, what's happening?" He's like, "Leave me alone. I am having an emotional moment." And then Sonic throws like a mud ball at him, and then Knuckles dumps an entire sandcastle on him. And like I had mentioned earlier in the discussion, when Sonic. Or when Sonic's like, "Why'd you save me?" and Knuckles is like, "Because you saved me, and that clearly gives you an unfair tactical advantage. So I repaid the favor." Like, it's that scene was so good. And of course, for those who don't know, this is a spoiler cast. I'm putting in the title of the video. So, like Riku already mentioned, Supersonic. I think like my hype levels that actually made me like kind of yelp in the theater was the post-credits scene. Like,
Yes.
when as soon as they introduced the gun, I was like, okay. I was kind of expecting at the end when like the Master Emerald shatters and all the Chaos Emeralds were inside of it, which is an interesting plot point we'll bring up later. I was like expecting like a little bit of like water, like a little bit of like water just like slither off, like Chaos Zero or something. But as soon as she said she found a project from 50 years ago, I was like, oh, I know what's happening.
I knew as soon as she dropped the whole 50 years thing. I knew. I guess you didn't have this because the theater was so empty, but almost everyone left as the credits were rolling. I was just like, "What are you people doing? You guys are such noobs."
I was hoping that one lady that was there would leave so I could like curse out loud, but it's fine. She stayed, and I was like, yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, that's because going into this movie, I was like, they're gonna tease either Shadow or Metal Sonic. I feel.
See,
those were kind of like the two things I was thinking like might be a setup for the third movie, and I'm so glad they went with Shadow. And I guess that kind of gets into another thing where has Eggman actually been defeated? Because if Jim Carrey is possibly retiring, and the way that movie ended, could Shadow maybe come in as the only villain for the next movie? Like,
well, see, here's the thing though. It's that like Shadow is I guess you could argue he's an antagonist in Adventure 2, robbing banks, shooting people, getting revenge on the world. And I mean, if they introduce the space colony arc and they have like the bio lizard and they have all that stuff in space and like blowing up the moon, Eggman still plays like a huge part in that. And now this is insane. This is all rumor mill stuff. Like none of this is canon or confirmed. But if they did have to take Eggman out of the series, and make like an original antagonist, like maybe like Agent Stone could take up the reins. I know a lot of people love Agent Stone. I love Agent Stone. But if they wanted to like tie this, like kind of like not skip over the events of Adventure 2, but use this to go right into Shadow the Hedgehog, where he comes out of like the stasis and he's got no memories, and then like the Black Army invades. Like I feel like that better be saved though for like, because Knuckles is getting his own Paramount Plus show. I feel like if Knuckles can get his own show, Shadow has to get his own show. So it's kind of hard because like in every Sonic game, Eggman's pretty much outside of like the storybook games when they have like you're fighting the genies and you're fighting King Arthur, and so like it's gonna be hard without Jim Carrey. And because I think correct me if I'm wrong if you guys know, but I think this movie was Jim Carrey's like biggest like opening night in like cinema or something like that.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure like if Jim Carrey's like, guys, I'm retiring, I can't do it anymore, and they're like, we'll offer you $50 million, I'm sure he'll be like, well, maybe just one more. But also another reason I think that he'd be in the third movie is just because they announced the third movie before the second movie was out. So I'd imagine they've already started filming that, and that I imagine that Jim Carrey's
He
probably
already has a contract.
he's already contracted, yeah.
that's true.
And I mean, I say you damn know that he signed on for the first movie, and they were like, second movie probably not going to happen. And then when it popped off, they're like, okay, contract that man for 2 more movies. Like I think Jim Carrey's a lock for the third movie, but if they do anything beyond that, it might be hard pressed to get him to keep coming back, because I imagine they said they wanted to build a Sonic cinematic universe, right? And that's
Yes.
going to be happening over what I would assume to be years and years. And if he's thinking of retiring, I don't think he's going to want to come back and do just the Sonic movie every now and then.
Yeah,
Give me
because
it's
big
not like
cat fishing adventure.
and it's not like he's not bringing his top performance. He really is bringing some of his like best
His best acting, like
performances.
I
Yeah.
like. There's definitely like a night and day difference between his performance in the first movie and second movie. I mean, I get that like Eggman has been like on that mushroom planet for like a year and a half, and he's like going crazy. But I found, like at certain times, like that Eggman, like he was like horny at times, bro. Like that man was crazy. He kept licking the Sonic thing, and like or the Sonic whisker, and Agent Stone makes him
yeah.
the latte, and he's like, could use more mushroom. And Stone's looking at him like, what the fuck? Like,
He's like 90s like zany Jim Carrey, and he does it so good.
Yeah, we were getting Jim Carrey Grinch in this movie like tenfold.
yeah, no, his performance in this movie was so good.
Yep, so good.
Yeah, Mike, what was your favorite scene?
Okay, so they were already said, but I really love the part where he is ready to charge on after they found the temple and he's about to like run on the water and stuff.
Oh yeah,
That part there was when I was getting really stoked because like the tensions are high. He's trying to find his moment. He lost that moment, and it's like just him running on the water is awesome.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Can we talk about? And I mean, I guess in the movie they kind of like addressed it, but I was like, Sonic. They said it's a couple hundred miles off the coast, which I mean, sure, that's fine for Sonic, but the ocean isn't flat. Like there's waves in it, and you need speed to run on water. So in the back of my head, I'm thinking, if he in the middle of the ocean loses his momentum, loses his grip, falls into the water, he's sinking. There's lead in his shoes. He's gone. He's dead, and he does sink. And it's like by a stroke of a luck that he winds up on the beach, like right next to because at that point that wasn't when Knuckles saved. Knuckles saved him the second time, but I was like, Sonic, bro, like as someone like myself who was like very afraid of the ocean, I'm like, my guy, there's a lot of things down there, bro. You do not want to sink down there.
Can we also talk about how when he's under the water, he literally intakes an air bubble just like the Sonic
yes.
games?
In my head, I heard the like just the freaking like noise. It's just so good. And I mean, it is one of my favorite scenes. Is like the credits in general. Like the first movie credits were great, but the second movie credits, just like the way it's so like just all the references and the Kid Cudi song. A lot of people didn't care for. I love that song. That song bops.
It's a great song. Yeah.
Great. Yep.
Like at first I didn't care for it as a Sonic song, but like the more I listened to it, like day and night in my zone, I'm like, okay, no, this kind of slaps. Actually,
Like, you really felt like a lost in time 32-bit Sonic game that you were watching.
oh, it was great.
It was so great.
How do you feel about the Kid Cudi song, Rico? I don't think I've heard you talk about it.
It was okay. It didn't really do anything for me, but I didn't mind it. I
Sounds
was
like Kid Cudi.
yeah, I wasn't pissed off that it was there or anything like that. It's like it's good.
You were one of those fans in the streets going, "Give us Crash 40, or we're gonna piss and shit on your graves." Like they were angry people, and like at this point, I'm slowly accepting more and more that we will probably never see Crush 40 in the Sonic movies because I think Sega's really keeping them on the games, and they were even gone from the games from when, like, from Unleashed up into Team Sonic Racing was when they came back.
They were in Black Knight, I think, right?
Oh yeah, they were in Black Knight. Was
Yeah.
Black Knight the last game they did? Because they weren't in
I think so.
Generations. They didn't like their music was in Generations, but they didn't do any remixes for Generations. And then they weren't in Forces. They weren't in Lost World. They definitely weren't in Boom.
They weren't in Smash.
Yeah, pain.
Any new things anyway. But yeah.
Alrighty then. Let me just glance my list of handy dandy topics. We're not really following this. We're just kind of just going off the cuff, which is absolutely fine because
Should we talk about the?
What were you saying?
Sorry. Should we talk about the Chaos Emeralds?
Yeah, actually, yeah,
Yes.
sure. Yeah, let's go for it. So the Chaos Emeralds in this movie are very interesting. Now, when I saw the Master Emerald in the trailers, you see them holding it like in their two hands. When if you've played Adventure, you know that thing is bigger than Knuckles. But at the same time, if you played Adventure 2, you know he can shrink that shit and put it in his butthole. So the problem is, like, does Knuckles just shrink the emerald? Does the emerald just shrink itself to do whatever its holder wants? Like, it's and one really small detail that I specifically loved is when the emerald like shatters for no reason, it just shatters. I assume that he drained all the power out of it. Is my head canon because they don't really talk about why it shattered. And you see like all the little emeralds pop out of it. Those aren't actual like emeralds. Those are just like little sprites, like the little like sprites for the emeralds drop, and then they go into Sonic when he's about to do his thing. And that small detail, just using like the 16-bit sprites for the emeralds from Sonic 2, was such a good callback. Oh my gosh!
I didn't notice that.
If you can find the scene like on YouTube or something, Hayden, just like take a look at it. Like when they go into him, it's almost like 1-to-1 with the game. Like they're the 16-bit sprites.
Wow. Okay, I do need to see that. I completely missed that then.
Because like you would think like if they the easiest way to tell, at least I find, is like for example in like Smash Bros when he goes supersonic, like you can see them like spin around him on like a 3D axis. Whereas in the 2D games when he goes supersonic, they spin around him in like a circular way, and that's how they span around him in the movie.
Okay.
I know, weird detail, I know, but
No, that's cool. That's again, it's the details. Like even so, we talked earlier about the bar scene, and how we weren't super big on it. But there's a moment where Sonic gets thrown up in the air, and he does his Sonic Adventure like box art.
Yeah, the pose.
It's a blink and you miss a thing, but it's great.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, getting back to the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're inside the Master Emerald. Like
I've never, and I mean, maybe if Mike or Riku knows this, I don't. Maybe they had something like that in the Archie comics, maybe. But at least as far as I've been made aware to, that's never been a concept where the emeralds hide inside the Master Emerald. They're always on the 7 pillars outside the Master Emerald shrine.
Yeah, I don't recall that being a thing. That's definitely something they.
But I mean, hey, it worked well because they hid the Chaos Emeralds from everyone in plain sight.
Yeah, I really like that.
I thought Knuckles was gonna have an aneurysm when the Master Emerald broke, like he does in Adventure. I was like, listen, buddy, if we're adopting more of Adventure, your Emerald, you do not want to see what's going to happen to that in the next movie.
do we think that the next movie might have like a hunt for the Chaos Emeralds? Because they were all just conveniently there to be used in this movie. But do we think that there's going to be... Because we got to see more of the Chaos Emeralds, but you know if we're getting Shadow, we got to see Supersonic again. But do we think that there's going to be like a struggle or a fight to get them?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things where Sonic is just going to be hanging back, relaxing. Something's going to happen where Eggman and presumably Shadow harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Let's say, for this example, like in Adventure 2, they blow off a quarter of the moon with the Space Colony arc. All of a sudden, Sonic is like, okay, we need to stop them from doing this. Let's find the Chaos Emeralds and try and like collect them before they do, sort of thing. But at the same time, I don't even know who would tell them that like they're using them. Unless it's Olive Garden guy. He could say something about the emeralds being mysterious. But no, I'd say now that the Chaos Emeralds are a thing, I think we'll probably see Supersonic and everything moving forward, at least super forms in general, towards like the end of each film. Kind of like how at the end of most Sonic games, you always, it's kind of a given, you're going to transform into Supersonic, except in Forces. Spoilers. And I guess Colors too. Colors doesn't have Chaos Emerald. So for the main line, Colors is main line. Never mind.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I feel like they would be silly not to reflect on the Chaos Emeralds in the third movie, because now they can flesh them out now that we know they're there. Oh, and you know Shadow's always going to have the green one on him so he can Chaos Control.
Oh yeah.
I found you, faker. Oh, you guys excited for the third movie for everyone to go, oh, there's a black anthropomorphic creature robbing buildings? Has to be Sonic. It's got to be him.
No.
He's got a gun. Sir, he's black and red. Got to be Sonic. He dyed his hair. Got to be Sonic.
Now, who's going to voice Shadow in the third movie?
I've seen a lot of people pulling for Keanu Reeves and syncing Keanu Reeves clips to Shadow the Hedgehog moments, and they work surprisingly well.
Oh, I haven't seen anything like that, but I could see it.
If I remember, I'll DM you the clip after the recording. But it's I mean, I guess like they're big enough now to where what is it? To where if they want anyone, they can probably just say jump, and then they'll say how high. So
Mhm.
because what we're sitting at the time of this recording, it's made what 80 million, something like that.
Oh,
I think it's
I haven't
under
even looked
50
up the
like
numbers. I've
worldwide.
just seen the.
Jeez.
Oh, sorry, Mike. What was that?
150 million worldwide, I think, as of a couple days ago.
Fuck, man, that's
That's
wild.
I
way
know.
higher than I thought Sonic would ever get anything in his lifetime ever again.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because realistically, like drumming up all the hype for this, if they were smart, they would have released Origins so people could play Sonic 2 before the movie came out or during the movie's period. Do you guys think even let's say, for example, Frontiers does end up being kind of like Forces, where it's got really big casual appeal, but it's still like not that great. I'm wondering if the movie sales will impact Frontiers in any way and see like how much it sold. Mike, do you know how much Forces sold?
I don't know, but apparently it sold really well
I say
regardless of
Sega. I think
yeah.
there was like an interview. Sega said that, or it was a rumor of some sort that Sega said they shelved adventure remakes because Forces did well or something like that.
See, this is what they needed when the first movie came out. Like a re-release of the first adventure or both. But like I think after seeing the second one, I think a lot of people are wanting to play like the adventure games.
Dude, imagine in time for the Knuckles Paramount TV show, they re-released Knuckles Chaotix.
Bruh.
Actually, I could see them re-releasing or maybe like porting or like having like another anniversary collection that had Sonic Adventure 2 in it, with Shadow being in the next movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be good.
Because I think
So,
what
do
else
you
is it?
guys feel the people who were irked that they did jump over the shadow instead of kind of like following the chronology, and people felt they probably should have done a Metal Sonic and Amy movie first before jumping the shadow? How do you guys feel about that?
See, the thing with Metal Sonic is that because it's just Eggman realizing he can create a Sonic, they can throw Metal Sonic in any movie and it'll make sense. As far
I
as
was
So
we
gonna
know,
say,
they could technically throw Metal Sonic into this Shadow movie
I
and
say
yeah.
they
do,
could.
because here's
They
the thing:
absolutely
Shadow,
could
like
because
you
like,
said, Shadow is not a really a villain. He's more of an anti-hero type of thing.
oh
He
yeah,
starts off alluding to he might be a villain, and then you realize no, he's just like an anti-hero. So what they can do is start off with Shadow being the anti-hero and the initial conflict until Eggman brings out Metal Sonic, and
Yeah.
hell,
maybe
if
Metal
they
Sonic
wanted to
on this
do
side.
like a deep cut and like reach to like in like the IDW comics or even from Heroes, like how Metal Sonic copies biodata, like
Yeah,
Eggman in the next movie could make Metal Sonic to help him and Shadow, and then kind of make Metal Sonic his failsafe for Metal Sonic study Shadow, copy Shadow's biodata, and then when Shadow defects to like do his own thing, then he has like Metal Sonic with Shadow's biodata.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Mm.
I mean,
that's
here's a curveball too. Oh,
yeah.
you finished
No,
there.
you go ahead, Mike.
Okay. In the start of the movie, Eggman has the quill, but you don't see that quill later on in the
Right. Yeah, I
movie.
was gonna mention that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Could be
yeah,
Metal Sonic power source.
exactly.
yeah. What's he done with it? Yeah, I
Especially
didn't think of
like
that
if
thing.
because I feel like he would just need that power to power Metal Sonic. Like if he just puts that quill inside of him, and then like Sonic sees Metal Sonic and like probably like makes fun of him, but then Metal Sonic does that. Like that getting ready to run pose that Sonic does, and he like has like that same energy, and Sonic goes, "Oh shit,
I
man!"
hope they do the old whoa, he's fast.
It's not his speed. He's using the Chaos Emerald to warp.
Bruh.
I really hope that at some point in the third movie, because like they've embraced memes. In the first movie, they had that picture of Sonic, the Blue Devil.
Yeah.
Like they have to in the third movie reference the "I found you, faker." They have to have that word for word in the movie.
Where has Crazy Carl been?
Dude, where is
Yeah,
Crazy
he
Carl?
wasn't in this.
Also, I've seen a lot of people going around saying that like Wade is like the worst character in the movie. How do you guys feel about
No.
Wade? I find Wade just an absolute gem. Whenever like
Yes.
Wade is the epitome of Knuckles without the strength. He's just dumb. Like he's
Yeah.
not even like gullible or naive. He's just dumb.
I got a good kick out of him, but maybe a little underutilized.
Yeah.
I saw someone earlier today saying that if they introduced Amy into the movies, that Amy could like live with Wade and then open up like a coffee shop, because I guess they repo the coffee shop that Agent Stone had, because they find out that he's working with Eggman, so they could give that coffee shop to Amy. Because I think in Adventure 1 she talks about always, or no, I think it was X. She talks about always wanting to open like a coffee shop.
Interesting.
That'd be weird as hell though. You go into a coffee shop and there's a big purple furry just walking, or big pink furry walking around giving you coffee. Also, one thing I also wanted to mention while we're talking about Sonic as well, a lot of people, me and Riku not included, dislike Spider-Man 3 because they say it had too much going on. In this movie, do you guys think, how many Sonic characters do you think we're going to get? Because Shadow and Rouge kind of go hand in hand in a sense. So I feel like at the bare minimum, Shadow and Rouge are going to be in here, but then they might also add like Amy. I don't think they're just going to like start dumping Sonic characters into this world.
No,
But,
I
like-
think
No.
eventually it'd be too crammed.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I feel like since you said Shadow and Knuckles will go hand in hand, I think that here's the thing: if they're gonna do this Knuckles TV show, I think it would be better for them to introduce Rouge there. since
Actually,
Knuckles
that,
is
yeah,
Rouge.
actually, I hadn't
That's-
thought about that. That would make a lot of sense.
I don't
Trying
think
to
you
try
can
to
have
steal the
Rouge
Master Emerald.
Yeah, I don't think you can have Rouge before you can have Amy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You can use the Knuckles TV show to give Rouge the time she
Exactly.
needs for introducing and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think they said this. I don't have any facts for this or any links for that, but I think they said the Knuckles show was going to be 6 episodes. I could be wrong. We don't know how long these episodes are going to be. They could be like 40-minute episodes, 20-minute episodes. But I actually had not thought about that, and that actually makes a lot more sense than my theory, Riku, because Knuckles and Rouge do go hand in hand, and I can absolutely see Knuckles trying to like guard the Master Emerald, and then Rouge just doing Rouge things and trying to steal the Master Emerald, and then it shatters, and they could have that entire plot point dedicated to his episode of him finding these pieces and going to different parts of the world.
Yeah, they could just do the Knuckles, the Knuckles story from Sonic Adventure 2 for that entire thing.
Do you think they'll have Angel Island or anything? Because, like, I mean, they have that Master Emerald in that cooler, right? That
How's
can't
it?
be the best place for it.
It's funny how this movie really does play with your expectations, because the Master Emerald was like under the ocean, which is the opposite
Yeah.
of Angel Island being in the sky.
I thought it was going to be like
The Island
that. I
Rises.
like, yeah,
Almost
we were
like
thinking
Labyrinth
that.
Zone.
Yeah.
Speaking of Labyrinth Zone, the callback of him sliding into the temple.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
game. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. They could use like some sort of like. Actually, do you guys think Knuckles will go off on his own though? Because it seems like Knuckles right now is quite content with like, normally Knuckles like in Sonic X like never sticks around long. He just kind of goes off and does his own thing. But I can see like Tails for sure is gonna stay with Tom and Tom's wife and all. Like they're gonna stay in that house. But Knuckles, I'm wondering if he'll. Because he could just say like the Master Emerald is telling me to, because he can like talk to the Master Emerald. That's canonical stuff. He's connected to it. So if like the Master Emerald tells him like take me here, and then he like leads him to like some sort of like shrine, which then creates Angel Islands on the spot.
I mean, I could see Knuckles like having a reason to go off on his own, but I feel like they're so close that like Sonic and Tails would fight with him. Like they would,
Yeah.
they'd go with him.
Yeah, it's really hard to like figure out what they're gonna do next, because these characters keep coming from this. Oh, this is another thing that like kind of like bugged me about the beginning of the movie. So when they teleport to the planet, Knuckles meets like Eggman stuff. So those first 3 guys that show up that get finessed by Eggman, who are they? What are they? They're not echidnas.
Did anyone read the prequel comic to the movie?
I didn't know that was a
I
thing.
didn't know that was-
Oh,
Okay, there's a prequel comic that has them in it, but that's all as far as I know. So whoever they are, I don't know if they're like talked about much in that thing, but yeah, no, I have no idea who they are.
When I saw them, I was like, "Bro, we Kingdom Hearts in here, bro? Are these the 3 legendary Keyblade wielders, bro? Like, what is this?" And then Knuckles
They're
shows
weird.
up. I'm
all
like,
users in my Sonic movie.
um, Yeah, because and here's another thing that really bugs me, and I need answers to this, and I'm hoping that in the Knuckles TV show they explain this. So Knuckles talks about how he lost everything in the war between the Echidna and the Owls or whatever, and he said that he was ready to fight for his country or whatever, and his father said no. We'll be back, and he said that was the last time he saw his father. Now we know from Sonic's point of view, the Echidna jump Longclaw, Sonic runs away, and the last time we see Longclaw is fighting like 60 Echidna. I know for a fact she did not Final Fusion, Kamehameha, blow away all those Echidna. What happened to them? Where did they go? How did they all go extinct? How did they all go extinct? Fighting one owl!
That's true. That I know. Yeah, I kind of overlooked that, but you're
It's
right.
such a
I
huge
feel like
plot.
there's more there.
And, like, I mean, if it's Adventure 1, you know that they got greedy. They tried to attack the Master Emerald. They attacked some Chows. Chaos manifested, ate them all, and left.
Yeah.
But, like, what did Longclaw do? Is Longclaw the secret final boss?
Bruh.
There's like so many like things that I think about that. Oh, almost sneezed. Ooh, that was terrible. I like my whole head like went back, and then it was anyway. I like what is Longclaw? What I don't understand. It's just what happened to them. I need these plot holes.
I think you're onto something there because Longclaw was a very important part of who this Sonic is, but I feel like but Longclaw isn't a very big part of the Sonic cinematic universe right now, and I feel like there's more there. Like we only kind of got the
Yeah.
one little like, I hope you're doing well kind of moment, from the illusion there, um, of Longclaw, right? Am I remembering that right? Like there was
Yeah.
some. Yeah, like in the temple, I think. Um, so yeah, I feel like there's more there, but you're right. I kind of overlooked that we didn't. I feel like there should be more there.
I mean, at one point, I don't know. I don't think it'll be the third movie, or I mean, they might not even get to that point, where they're going to go back to like the Longclaw world, like Sonic's world, and they're going to like I would assume like deep dive explore it, because I mean. In the beginning of the movie, we see him running around. He's running around like Green Hill Zone, right? And it's playing like Friends by Hyper Potions, like when he's like a little baby. That's Green Hills, isn't it? Technically.
That is Green Hills, yeah.
So
Yes.
if that's to be believed, then that area from the beginning of the first movie would in theory be like the Sonic timeline as we know it. So will they ever, because I think it's like the halfway point of Sonic X, they leave Earth and they like go out into space or something like that, or they go back to their world, or they fight robots and stuff, and so I'm wondering if at some point they're going to leave Earth behind. I mean, probably. It's hard to say.
I also gotta wonder if we might be looking too deep into this.
I say we probably are, and they're probably going to stay in Hollywood Hills for the eternity of the Sonic Cinematic Universe because that's what Hollywood likes. And I feel like they, even if like with each subsequent Sonic movie they make it more Sonic, they probably still want to keep in those Bruno Mars dance scenes, those wedding scenes. They want to keep in the stuff that can bring in people that aren't Sonic fans watching a Sonic movie, which I still think is a stupid concept, but it has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, uh, lingering plot holes aside, and maybe, yeah, I really enjoy this movie overall. It's just such a fun fan servicey movie. Um, yeah,
I agree.
I think one thing though is for certain, at some point, if they're smart and they know what's good for them, they will introduce Chow into these movies.
please.
Like just having like I can just see Sonic like bringing home like a Chow or something like that, and like talking to Tom, be like, "Can we keep him? He's cute." And then like throughout the movie, it's just eating things and slowly transforming, like subtly. Like he like eats like, or he like kisses their dog, and he like gets like dog ears or something like that. Like I can just see like one of those like weird like was it like Gremlins where he's just like slowly transformed, maybe not in as like a horror, not in not as much in like a horrid way, but like he just like in the background you see him like drinking like bottles of stuff, and he's like turning color, and like I could see that just being like a really funny like reoccurring plot point, kind of like what is it, the squirrel from Ice Age, how like every now and then you just get a checkup on him to see what he's doing. Chow in space live action.
Actually, I wonder, like, do you think they could introduce maybe like a chaos plot line into the Knuckles show? I mean, do we
That
know
could
if it's
be.
a prequel thing or not? Or
They haven't confirmed it because this was just like during that presentation or whatever. They were like, yeah, we're
yeah,
confirming Sonic 3 is happening, and there's going to be a Knuckles show coming to Paramount Plus.
It
As
kind of
well.
depends on when they want to release all of this, because I think if you were to release it right now, yeah, I think a prequel makes the most sense,
yeah.
because that's kind of the
Because we don't know anything about Knuckles, right?
yeah, exactly. But if this kind of comes after or maybe coincides with the third movie, then yeah, who knows?
I think these movies definitely have a lot of potential, and the thing that scares me the most is not even that they're going to, like, not even the potential of them messing up the story, the potential of Jim Carrey bowing out when he's doing such an amazing job, and they're not going to be able to recast him.
I don't
Yeah,
think he will bow out though, because he did say that like he wouldn't retire unless a really good script came up, and like he says he loves playing Robotnik, right? So
Mm.
I think he would be, you know, on board for this. I mean, he made a lot of money on this one, right? So,
So it's not even about like that either. It's just because I think he's 60 years old now. I think.
oh yeah,
sick.
he's old.
Let's say these movies are still going in 10 years. Like, how long do you guys think the Sonic Cinematic Universe is going to last for? Because at
I
some
give it
point, it's
4
going to get to a
movies.
point where, I mean, actually, Samuel Jackson isn't he like in his 70s now,
Yeah.
and he's
We
still
need
going strong.
we need 21 movies, and so that we get to Sonic Avengers Endgame.
Oh my gosh, that would be insane. But at some point, old age is going to catch up to Jim Carrey, and he's not going to be doing the zany things he does now, or maybe who knows? Maybe he'll be immortal. Uh, but I really do wonder how much they're gonna adopt with this, because I mean, I guess it gets to a point where once they've done like adopting like most of the plots of the games, like are they just gonna start making like their own original plots? Because eventually, like they'll catch up if they're gonna keep making these movies.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's some games for that you just got to stay away from too. So
I'm trying to
I,
think.
I
Like I could. I'm trying to think of like Sonic games, like their stories adopted to live action. Sonic Colors would work easily. Um, I'm. I feel like a Sonic the Hedgehog, because like a Sonic the Hedgehog and like the Black Knight, like I feel like that would work like as a TV show, where like Sonic is just running around with a sword. And he's like meeting like all the medieval versions of them, and uh, I'm curious how. Imagine they do like an Unleashed version, but when he turns into the Werehog, it's like based off of the original Sonic that they had. That would with like the teeth
No.
and
Oh no.
give me Sonic Forces, where Knuckles is talking about the tragedies of
the
war, and
tragedies of war. Yeah,
This is war, Victor.
I feel like if
oh
they
man,
ever, speaking of Vector as well, I feel like the Chaotix are ripe for their own show, like just
They
like a detective villain of the week kind of thing.
not being part of like the Knuckles spinoff, like wasn't that a thing, Knuckles Chaotix?
Knuckles Chaotix, yeah, they
Yeah.
technically debuted in that game, I believe.
Vector and I think SPO, I don't know about Charmy, are in the prequel comic book as like on the side. So they
Okay.
could
I'm
be.
gonna have to take a look at that comic book because I had no idea that existed.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, all right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we've touched on, but we've been going for an hour. I think that's basically we've talked about what we liked. We talked about spoilers and stuff. Project Shadow is gonna bang. I can't wait for them to murder a 10-year-old woman in front of Shadow. Uh,
hmm
that's gonna go crazy. Actually, I wonder if they'd stray away from that plot point. It's too dark.
What if they brought Emma Stone is for Maria?
Oh no, dude. Oh no, dude. No, that's so mean. I mean, whoever it is that they get to play Maria, they could make her the most expensive person in the world because she's gonna have a whole 10 minutes of screen time.
That's true.
Man, I wonder if that's what they'll even like do for Shadow's story because we've never had like another origin story for Shadow. Shadow's story has always been revenge for Maria, falls asleep due to amnesia, wakes up, doesn't know who he is, tries to figure out who he is, and then moves on from that. Like, I don't even think in like the current time, like after the events of Shadow the Hedgehog, he just said he doesn't care who he is, he's Shadow the Hedgehog and whatnot, and he moves on. Did he ever recover any of his memories from Adventure 2? Like across the Sonic timeline?
I can't really
I'm not
speak on the
sure.
Shadow game, but I'm not. I don't think so.
All right, Mike hasn't played Shadow the Hedgehog.
Only a
Neither
little
have
bit
I.
to the arc.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I guess, Riku, I guess me and you were the. Well, then yeah, it's not too far off that me and Riku are like the only ones that like Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's true.
Also, the director loves Shadow the Hedgehog too.
The director of the movie?
Yeah, Tom Fowler.
That pleases me because
Like,
Probably why he went straight to Shadow.
exactly. And
he stepped
I think
over
he
all the
spoiled
other
it a bit
characters.
too, because he was saying like, "Stay tuned for the credits," because like one of his favorite characters, and like because he was a CGI artist along with the producer of Shadow the Hedgehog. Like that was kind of like a little hint that maybe he was in it.
I kind of
Yeah,
forgot that was a detail that he worked on Shadow the Hedgehog, like the original game or the original game on GameCube, PS2.
Yeah,
the intros movie, yeah.
yeah.
You know, I don't care if it's not even in the movie. I just need like maybe not like like a 1-to-1 recreation, but I need a montage of Shadow doing things with I Am All of Me playing in the background. Like that, it just has to
Yes.
happen. They're definitely gonna give him his motorcycle in the third movie. He's got to have his motorcycle, or at least a motorcycle. I don't know if it'll be the motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think they'll give him a gun?
Do they have to? And this, like, the thing with movies versus video games is that with video games, like, the ESRB is so sensitive now, they'll throw, like, a T for teen rating on, like, the most childish things. Movies, though, are different because, like, you see how many times they, got around saying, like, shit in the second movie? Like, shiitake mushrooms. Like, I'm like, that's the oldest trick in the book, and I would still get hit for saying that as a kid. But, like, I feel like they can what's that term people use? They can no, not romance. They can play with the idea. They can
Work with it.
yeah, let's just go with that. They can definitely go further with that. And I mean, so long as it's like just Shadow shooting robots, I don't think they'll have an issue. But I mean, like if Shadow starts gunning down soldiers and stuff, and it's like Nom, and he's like shooting up like bunkers of people and stuff, like maybe that might be a little much. But if they, oh my gosh, dude, freaking Ryan Reynolds voicing Shadow, I can't see it. I was like, imagine the Shadow TV show is R-rated.
Oh, jeez.
That would, oh my gosh, like I've wanted so long for Shadow to be R-rated. I just want to hear Shadow canonically say fuck, and it will probably never happen. But yeah, it's so good.
I just hope the third one, like, you know, at least a PG-13, maybe not too much on the kids. I want some dark elements for Shadow for sure.
If it's PG-13, you can legally say fuck once.
Yeah, get just one. Just let him say "damn," okay?
Where's that damn Chaos Emerald?
Oh yes.
How do you guys? This will probably be like the last thing we talk about. How do you guys think the third movie's credits are going to end?
Oh my god.
I
Just
genuinely
balls
don't
to
have any
balls,
clue.
just make a random prediction, like because we really don't know what the third movie's going to be. Like you could say Metal Sonic in the end of the movie, and the Metal Sonic could be in the third movie.
I think I'm gonna say chaos. Like chaos as like a villain or something.
Little puddle just slithers into a drain,
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, something like that.
and the average person's like, "What was that? Faulty sewage."
Yeah, I don't know. Cool.
Makes more
Maybe
sense.
Chaos, or if they don't do Metal Sonic, then do Metal Sonic, or just they could do Neo Metal Sonic or Mecha Sonic.
Dude, I need
Yes.
Neo Metal Sonic and more things. I popped off when I saw him in the IDW Riku. Oh, I need
Yeah.
more things. That design is peak for Metal Sonic in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I was sad at the end of Sonic Heroes when he turned
When
back
he-
to his
when he
regular.
reverted
Like
back,
no,
when he
we
went
didn't,
limp dick.
we didn't even get to see Metal Sonic do anything in Sonic Heroes. Like we saw him and then he transformed, and then by the time you beat him, he's back to like base. So it's like it was cool to see him
He's
in,
just
in
a shriveled up penis.
IDW doing. Jeez. Cool to see him in IDW do things in that form. But and that one key art, oh my god.
Yep.
You know when oh my, that's probably the best key art in all
Yep.
of Sonic
Oh
comics
my
ever.
gosh, bro! I was
Jesus
like
Christ.
vibrating in my chair.
I was like, what the fuck? How did they get it? Whoever did this one, they give him a raise. But I could see Neo Metal Sonic if they had the balls to do Neo Metal Sonic, they could do that for the fourth or Chaos.
Seeing like
I really don't see any other.
seeing a live
any better
action version of like the Metal Overlord from the end of Sonic Heroes. like flying around in the clouds, throwing ships and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, a live action version of the Egg Fleet. When's that gonna come around?
Yo, that would be sick.
That would be menacing in live action because you never really realize it's a fleet. Like that man has hundreds and hundreds of miles of ships just bearing down on a position. It's fantastic.
Did you guys hear about the whole Ken Penders shit in regards to this?
Oh, didn't he like try and like
Mm.
trademark echidnas or something?
He tried when he saw the plot that the Sonic movies did for Knuckles and Knuckles' origin and Knuckles' father. He was like, that's very similar to the Knuckles plot that I had for Archie. You know,
Ken
and people are
Penders
like, you
is
should
such a
sue them.
parasite.
You should sue them
gosh.
just like you sued Archie and sued Sega. And
He's such a parasite. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think, and this is the shot in the dark because we don't know anything that's going to happen. I think the post credit scene for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will be the Black Arms. Will be like the comet coming
Oh,
in the
God.
orbit. Black.
That'll be
dude.
a fucking big one.
That would be it. Like
I mean-
I can see them like
I can see it.
I can see them
Yeah.
instead of like making that like the fourth movie if they're gonna have a fourth movie or whatnot, or if they like just stop and naming them numbers. Like I could see them making the movie after Sonic 3. I could see them making that like a Sonic and Shadow movie, kind of like the ending of Sonic Adventure 2, but you have the ending of Shadow the Hedgehog now when you're fighting like these
Sonic
creatures.
4 in Shadow.
Yeah, basically.
Sonic 4 Episode 1.
Oh, dude, imagine. Oh, anyway, but
they made a Sonic 4 reference in the movie too, didn't they? With the truck that Knuckles glides into in that Tails Sonic car chase.
wait, what did the truck say?
It said Splash Hills.
Did it? Oh, I didn't catch that. That's great.
I saw that. I was looking at like an Easter egg reference list afterwards. I missed it in the movie, but yes, you're right. That is exactly what it said.
Yeah.
Dude, Sonic 4 slaps. I'm tired of people telling me it doesn't.
He's great.
But yeah, Mike, is there any predictions you have for the credit scene before we roll out?
I was gonna say it would be
King Arthur.
very controversial, but Silver would be interesting to show
Oh
up.
shoot! Actually, that's very true.
That is a
Good?
good
Yeah.
one.
I had not
Yeah,
thought of Silver. I mean, get all the hedgehogs in the cinematic universe as quick as you can, right?
Yeah.
Like mess with future. What I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think, but
It's the
it
Iblis
could be
trigger. Oh
anything.
no, dude! See if
Yeah.
they do put Silver in there, they got to rework his plot because
it's
they
no use.
they can have Silver and like his entirety of the movie, but they are not bringing Soliana and the princess into this movie, bro. Like Brie Larson kissing Sonic, dude.
Oh my god!
Freaking Emma Stone making out with a CG hedgehog.
That,
I
I always thought in regards to that scene, they would have probably been better off just making her drop a tear on him and him
Yeah.
waking up that way.
Yeah.
PG-13, and then underneath of it says bestiality.
They could have just did that though.
I
They
think
could do that if they were to adapt it. Just do that. Just make sure her tears fall on his face and the tears.
they
since they're
they
so
absolutely
powerful.
could do that, Riku. But like at least within 06, the main problem is that throughout the entirety of Sonic's campaign, you can see her that she is slowly creeping more and more. She's like, this hedgehog is kind of nice. Like she is slowly creeping towards that.
Oh, God.
Silver's a deep cut. I like that. I wonder though, because like the problem with that plot though is that Silver is tied to, unless they just bring Silver in just like future Trunks. He just says I'm here from the future, and they don't really go beyond that. Because like he's tied to Iblis. Iblis is tied to the princess. They have Mephiles in there too. They cannot introduce Mephiles into this timeline, bro. The world is not
geez.
ready for live action Mephiles, bro. Killing Sonic in CG, bro. I can already hear the kids crying in the audience. You killed my friend. Like, oh my gosh.
Do you think though they will either kill off like Tom, because again Tom's kind of like the dad figure to Sonic now at this point? Do you think that would trigger him Dark Sonic or something?
Oh, dude, Dark Supersonic, that thing that they talked about in X for one episode, never again. That would absolutely be insane. But I feel like that would like at least like like Caden said, it'd probably be like it have to like raise up to like a PG-13. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's like I mean they've already connected Sonic to Batman in the second movie, like Blue Justice or whatever. Batman's family dies brutally, so I mean,
It's all coming
And
together.
then they mentioned The Rock and Stone Cold in the movie too.
did they?
Yeah, when they were in the they were talking about rivalries, and then Sonic was like The
Oh
Rock
right,
and Stone Cold.
like the
Lord.
Rock and Vin
yes.
Diesel.
Yeah. It was The Rock and Vin Diesel. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if they actually added like the Rock as like Shadow's voice or something like that? He's like, you sound a lot like the Rock. Just a coincidence. Oh man.
Oh, what'd you think about the Babylon Rogue reference to in that when they're like putting in the puzzle to get the compass?
So has there like a comparison? Is that what that was?
Tyson has confirmed it after the first viewing that was the one symbol is to connect the birds kind of thing. So they're all connected.
Dude, at this point, end credit scene 3 could just be an an extreme gear just lined up against the wall. Like then they could start adopting the Riders games, which is a deep cut
Bruh.
I don't think anyone had ever seen coming. But that's
Oh, man.
that's sort of like Babylon, the Babylon Rogues treasure, unearthing an ancient city, that like whole like Uncharted kind of thing mixed with like skateboards and like racing in future. I can see them adopting that really well.
Sell those Sonic Riders shoes.
Oh my gosh, dude. Make us another Sonic Riders game that's not relied on gimmicks like Sync or like Connect.
Oh, I didn't mind that very much.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. All right, guys. I think we've exhausted everything we can talk about for now. Just 4 dudes. Well, technically 3 dudes and 1 reborn saint, 1 reborn follower.
Let's go.
Have basically splurged as much Sonic as we can right now. It's been fun, guys. We'll probably. I don't know where I was gonna go with that. We'll probably talk about more Sonic in the future. Absolutely will, guys. Make sure you subscribe for more content coming in the future. Whenever I get out of this slump that I'm in where I'm not making content, don't worry, it'll end at some point. I just can't figure out when that's going to be. Yeah, big thank you for coming out. I'm going to do some intros. So, Mike, where can the people find you at on this great place they call the internet?
You can find me on YouTube under Blue Streak Mike. I do little bits of this, a little bit of that, but yeah.
He's very humble, but he makes great content, and he's gonna pass me in subscribers because he uploads. Now Hayden's probably just gonna say, "Oh, I don't upload or anything like that." He's lying to you. If you search Hayden A on YouTube, bro, you can see him crying his eyes out over Smash Bros. It's great content. But Hayden,
Wait, really?
where can they find you on the internet?
Besides what you just mentioned, it's very true that Smash
That World of Light.
You can find me on Twitter at Hayden A __, where I tweet about Donkey Kong and SpongeBob.
He does tweet about Donkey Kong. But you said there's 2 underscores?
There's 2 underscores because one underscore was taken.
I need to fact check this really quick. But Yoriku-san 1, our reborn Sonic brother. Where can they find you at on the interwebs?
On the interwebs, you can find me at Riku-san1 on Twitter. And that's about it.
Perfect, guys. Links to all their plugs and whatnot will be in the description as well. I'll also link Riku's PSN profiles account so you guys can see how many things he's platinumed. And yeah, guys, he's going to be adding a lot more Sonic games to his platinum list. I can already feel it. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get about. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces, people.
Peace out, people.
Bye.
See ya.